lot of action coming your way. I know it's Saturday. I know there's college football. I know there's a lot of stuff going on with Major League playoffs. But at the end of the day, though, if you're a fight fan, you're watching this right now. DMG Night of Champions 5. Mike, you ready to get this going?
Let's get it going.
Our ring announcer for tonight is the one and only, the best out there, Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, we kick off the action here at Thunder Studios, Long Beach, California. Making his ring walk, please welcome Derlyn Hernandez.
El Coyote is his nickname. Derlyn Hernandez from the Dominican Republic said, forget the music. I'm just going to walk out there. That's all you need to know. Right now, let's bring in the third member of our crew. It'll be our ringside reporter, Lindsay Payares. And Lindsay, we were back there talking to some of the trainers. There's definitely a vibe in the locker rooms back there. You felt it? We'll get Lindsay's microphone turned on in a bit.
Can you hear me?
There we go,
There
Lindsay.
we go.
So there's a vibe back there, but we'll talk to Lindsay in a bit. Lupe will bring out the opponent.
His counterpart, Andres Cortes.
He's a 28-year-old from Las Vegas. Undefeated, 23-0, 12 KOs is Andres Cortes. And before he walks out here, let's go back to Lindsay. Lindsay, there was a vibe back there in that locker room.
All business. Everybody here is ready for this night of boxing. And yeah, definitely a really quiet vibe. Fighters were ready to get in that ring, inching to get in there.
All right, so Lindsay will be our ringside reporter. You'll hear her reports and also doing some in-ring interviews after those big KOs. So we got a good squad here, Mike. Me, you, Lindsay, Lupe, DMG doing good work here in Southern California.
Absolutely, and I think Cortes is looking to make a statement because with a record like 23-0, you're really going to find out, are you a pretender or are you a contender?
Yeah.
And maybe it might not be in this fight, but it may be in the next one.
You know, one thing about tonight's show is Top Rank's executive Brad Goodman is here watching them. We were talking in the beginning how Top Rank has lent their fighters out to DMG to get them out there. Usually Andres Cortes is later on in the night. If you're a fighter like him, I know there might be some ego involved, but not with Cortes. Let's just get the fight going and get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I guess when you show up to the arena, you're ready to fight, so there's nothing wrong with that.
All right, so Andres mentioned it, 23 and 12 KOs. He's coming off a unanimous decision victory over Sal Jimenez. That was back in May. And that was at the Pechanga Arena in San Diego. This was scheduled for 10 rounds.
Can we welcome you to Thunder Studios, Long Beach, California, and an evening of world-class professional boxing. Being presented to you by the fastest rising promotion in the industry, DMG Boxing, along with Top Rank Incorporated, and being sponsored by Fightbook. If you'd like to be considered for future DMG events, register at fightbook.com. Along with Happy Jewelers, happy looks good on you. Drive it, Casa Mexico Tequila, Auténtico Corajillo, along with Torque Law representing the people, as well as Adams Boxing, the official brand of boxing this contest. Set for 10 rounds in the lightweight division, scoring at ringside. Our judges are Fernando Villarreal, Sergio Caiz, along with Jack Reeves. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing the solid black trunks on the scale. He registered an official 132 pounds. In 18 bouts as a professional, he maintains a record of 13 victories against 4 losses, 1 bout even, 11 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Repping the DR Santa Plata, República Dominicana, El Coyote, Derlyn Hernandez. His opposition across the ring in the red corner. Wearing white with gold trim, he weighed in at an identical 132 pounds tonight. This highly rated prospect puts it all on the line, including his undefeated record of 23 victories. 12 of those victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, Andres Cortes. With final instructions, referee Thomas Taylor.
Coach, on the other side, please. Okay, guys, real quick. We're going to the middle of the letters here. Up is going to be good. Middle of the waistband here is up is going to be good. You got my instructions in the back, gentlemen. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, guys.
Thomas Taylor's one of the best referees in the business right now.
Sean,
Fernando
good.
Villarreal, Sergio Caiz, and Jack Reese are your judges.
See 'em up.
In the corner of Andres Cortes, you have Luis Cortes, Rafa Garcia, and Sergio Caro.
Good.
In the corner of the Dominican is Raul Rosado and Jose Rolon. We get going for 10 rounds of action. Our opening bout on DMG Night of Champions 5 from Thunder Studios in Long Beach. Cortes in the white, 23-0. Mike, you've seen him around. He's in his late 20s now. This is a fighter who needs to get the opposition where he wants to be if he wants to move up in the rankings.
Absolutely, and I think this may not be that fight, but you always also want your guys to be able to stay busy. His opponent has lost 3 of his last 4. He actually got off to a really good start in his career. And you just wonder if a guy's getting used to, I hate to say the word, but he's getting used to losing, even though he's fought some tough fights. He lost his last fight a few months ago to an undefeated prospect, and he's that guy they're bringing in for those kind of fights.
Yeah, he lost to Jacob Gomez in June, and before that he stopped Brian Chevalier, who was 21-2. But Andres Cortes,
Stop.
having
No punch.
watched him for a few years on the top-ranked shows, moving his way up in the super featherweight division, he goes the distance. And as the competition has gotten better, he's been good quality work, but he's not knocking people out right away.
And that's kind of a misnomer too when people see that. The better the guys that you're fighting, they're not just going to lay down and fall down. And you even see that at the top levels, even in his early part of her career. A guy like Canelo Alvarez was stopping people, and later in their career, it kind of stops doing that as the competition gets better.
Top Rank does an amazing job of matching the prospects nicely, getting them quality opposition. They're not getting guys that are just laying down. And for Cortes, his last fighter, Jimenez, had 1 loss. He beat Abraham Nova, who had 2 losses. Brian Chevalier had 1. Xavier Martinez had 1 loss. Luis Melendez had 2 losses. Abraham Montoya had 3 losses. Not like he's fighting guys that are just cans, as they would say.
Let it go. All right, stop.
Absolutely,
No
and the people responsible for that are sitting ringside. 2 Hall of Famers, legendary guys, and Bruce Champler and Brad Goodman.
Oh, Bruce is here now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bruce is here. He's sitting across from me, and I had a chance to chop it up with them a little bit. Always good to see them. And when you talk about Hall of Fame pedigree as fighters and trainers and managers, you got to look at those 2 guys, and they're largely to do with the development a lot of these top-ranked guys going back 30 and 40 years.
Good opening round, good hook landed by Cortes. Overhand right just misses. Dominican is going to be tough in black.
He is, Beto, and I'm going to tell you what, he opens up, but the thing when he opens up, and like anybody will tell you, is when you open up, you leave yourself a little bit open to also get hit. And that's what I see early on. And Cortes is being very accurate. He's not a big puncher. You can tell that right away if you're around a professional boxing. He's not a huge puncher, but that doesn't mean the volume can't end up stopping somebody.
Yeah, rarely do you get the first bout of the night to be 10 rounders, but you know what you're going to get tonight, and it's a different kind of show. DMG giving the fans excitement off of the bat. Lorana Bell, our timekeeper, lets us know it's 10 seconds to go in the opening round. Good action back and forth between Cortes and Hernandez.
Thank you. Thank you. Number 2, all the way back for me. Let's go, guys. Gotta go. Let's see it. Number 2.
I think Tom's microphone's supposed to be over the loudspeaker, but everybody knows it's round number 2. And with you, I'm glad you're here, Mike, because you've been around the sport for a lot of years. You see the young prospects, you see the kids making their debut. You work with everybody. And one of the things that you've taught me in the decade plus of knowing you is the activity for fighters, how important it is, right? Lindsay was even asking you, is it normal to see a guy fight 3-4 weeks after his second or third fight? You said absolutely. Why?
Well, when you got guys that are fighting in 4- and 6-round fights, you want to keep them busy every 2 to 3 months. As it starts to get over, they start to heat up, and Hernandez is really coming out smoking. You want that development, and also this is how they make a living. And if you don't work, you don't get paid. You don't get paid to be in the gym. And fighters want to fight, and I think it's good. A kid like Cortes at 23-0 with his record. After this fight, you can put him into a big fight. Now, granted, the competition is going to get a little bit stiffer, and he's got his hands full tonight. Because let me tell you something, Hernandez is coming out winging. There was no slow boil to him.
Yeah, both these fighters are used to being in the middle of the show, right before the main event. You're going to be the first one that's going to set the tone for the night. But what I want to get into, though, Mike, is we mentioned Top Rank and the business side. You work with all the promoters. Top Rank is known in the sport of boxing. They no longer have a TV deal. Their deal with ESPN is up, and they've been working with different promoters to put on their fighters. Like Oscar Valdez had his own show in Mexico. That was with a different promoter and a different entity. And great, they're going to have one on the 15th of November, also in Mexico, and fighters out there. I give credit to Top Rank and Bob Arum and his staff of keeping their fighters really active, because without that, it doesn't matter.
Well, what is their biggest commodity? Their biggest commodity is their fighters, just like a fighter's biggest commodity is his hands and protecting them. And what they're doing is they're doing a good job to keep these guys sharp. They don't want any of their fighters to be off for extended period of times. And Cortes looks like he stunned Hernandez a little bit. Hernandez is a very tough guy. What I really like to see Cortes do is not square up and maybe set his feet a little. If you notice when he punches, his feet aren't really set, and that may have something to do with his power. But he is very good at selecting the proper punches.
Yeah, watching film on Cortes getting ready for this show, you would see a fighter who's very technically sound and knows what he's doing, and a lot of ring generalship from him.
Yeah, and he's not what you call a quick twitch guy. He's going to be very workmanlike in there. His body reminds me of former world champion Brandon Rios.
That's a great call right there.
Without the thud on his punches, because as we all know, Bam Bam committed to everything.
Yeah, the Dominican, this is his style. He'll get rough with you. He'll be slick with you. He'll give you a lot of different looks. Tom Taylor right there saying, no, it wasn't a punch in the back. You went into that.
Gentlemen. Hey, he ducked down into it. No, he ducked down into it.
Tom right away telling the corner of Hernandez what happened there as he was complaining about the punch in the back.
Yeah, and sometimes the fighters, they move themselves into that position. They move themselves into that position, and that's what Tom Taylor, who I consider probably the best referee in the world. I have worked probably over a dozen world title fights all over the world where Tom has been the referee, and as you can see right here, Cortes is doing a good job. He's going upstairs, he's going downstairs, and the one thing that Hernandez, if I'm in his corner, I'm telling him, you can't be retreating back just to the corner, because you're not going to have your best defensive options available when you do that.
Coming up next will be Jesus Aguilar making his debut from Culiacan, Mexico, then Elvis Rodriguez. Well, those are first 3 bouts here on DMG Night of Champions 5.
And in true top-rank form, I was taking a look at Cortez's record. He has fought some guys with some very respectable records. I'm not saying they were all undefeated, but they all had really good, solid records. Guys like 20-2, 19-3. And that's how you can find out what kind of development and what kind of product you have on a guy that you've signed. Hernandez has closed the gap a little bit. He looks like he wants to fight a little bit more inside, and a lot of that may have to do, Beto, with conditioning, because moving around the ring and getting moved from post to post takes a lot of energy. So it looks like right now he's content and staying very close as he lands a really good low blow. And he looks like he might be getting just a little bit fatigued, and that was a really good left hook downstairs by Cortes, and I like that.
Another body shot as Hernandez answers back, going upstairs. Cortes with the uppercut.
Pull the arm out. All right, stop. No punch, no punch. Straight back.
right hand from Cortes. Body shot from Cortes. I'm liking the body work from Cortes, Mike.
I like it because that left hand is very educated, and he throws a good one upstairs. And as everybody knows, that when you go downstairs, it really opens things up upstairs, and that looks like that's what's happening right now. I'd like to see him really set his feet and dig in, because I think he's really walking through Hernandez's power right now, because Hernandez is in retreat. He will load up with an occasional big right hand or left hook, but Cortes is seeing that coming a mile away.
All right, stop.
And as I sit here, when you mention Top Rank, I like watching how intently a guy like Bruce Trampler is watching one of their top ranked fighters, here at ringside for the first bout of the night.
Oh, good right hand from Cortes, stuns the Dominican, but he keeps on coming. Man, Derlyn is tough.
Yeah, he's tougher than a $2 steak, but he's starting to leak a little bit of oil right now, and I think if Cortes just sticks to the fundamentals, I think he'll be able to get him out of there in a round or two.
Stop. Stop. Don't do it again. Understand? You all right? Do not use that head. Go. Left the arm. Stop.
And you hear that microphone going to the house, so everybody in the house can hear Tom Taylor.
Absolutely. That's what a good referee does, though. He gives good, clear, concise instructions. And one of the things that Thomas Taylor is doing, he went over there and gave another warning to Cortes, but as a good referee does to keep everything objective, he went over to Hernandez's corner and he said, look it, do not retaliate, because if you retaliate, he's probably going to get a point taken away as well. And if you notice on the highlights here, he's really moving Hernandez from post to post. And a guy really reduces his defensive options when they do that.
A little Morrissey for you on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
If you want to get in your feelings right now, and we're in the 4th round scheduled for 10. Cortes coming out strong and aggressive through 3 rounds. I like it.
Yes, I just want to see him use his jab a little more, but I think he's having so much success with that with his left half to the body and left hook to the head that he's really looking for. Oh, and he really stunned him right there.
There it is. The Dominican against the ropes, trying to hold on as Cortes stunning Derlyn Hernandez here early in the 4th round. Against the ropes is Derlyn trying to hold on. Cortes gets him away, lands an uppercut, lands another right shot. Big right hand from Cortes. Derlyn's in trouble, and it is over. Andres Cortes gets a 4th round KO.
And that's what you want to do to start the evening out. You want to do that in spectacular fashion. And that's what he did. And hats off to the referee, because Thomas Taylor was right there, and he didn't even allow Hernandez to even fall to the canvas. He was right there to catch him and save him from himself.
That was impressive, Mike. Hear the highlights.
He got him on the ropes. It looks like he rushed him a little bit too soon earlier, because he kind of lost a little bit of form. And I would have liked to seen him keep a little better range, but when you're landing pretty much every punch, it's really hard to critique that. And that was a really good left hook upstairs. He threw the right hand. He kind of slumped to the ropes. You can see Thomas Taylor looking very intently. Hernandez, to his credit, is still firing. He's still dangerous. But in the end, it was just too much Andres Cortes, Beto.
His 13th stoppage. He set something early, and he jumped on Hernandez in that 4th round. He stunned him with the hook and then got him.
There was a lot of things that were working for him, and what I liked of what he did is he didn't really change that. He just kept going to what was working. He didn't try to outthink himself. He didn't try to get too cute.
Whenever Lupe Contreras is ready, he'll make it official.
Inside the DNG ring, a series of unanswered blows obligates referee Thomas Taylor to step in and call a halt to this contest with an official time of 40 seconds of round number 4, declaring the winner by KO and still undefeated, Andres Cortes.
Win number 24 for Andres, who'll get interviewed by Lindsay Payares in the ring. Lindsay grabbing Andres.
Andres, congratulations. You had a 4th round knockout to stay perfect, 24-0. How are you feeling right now? Andres, a 4th round knockout to improve to 24-0. How are you feeling right now?
I feel great. You know, I feel like $1 million man. I need some money fights.
What was the strategy entering in this one?
My strategy was just whoop ass, go in there, whoop ass, and, you know, go home with a pocket full of cash.
How important were those early body shots to really get you going?
I mean, I don't know. It's just, you know, it's my repetitiveness. I mean, this is what I do every day, so.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Andres Cortes coming in. He wants some money fights there, Mike.
Yeah, but when you fight money fights, the competition's going to go up, and there's a lot of guys. There's definitely a lot of guys at his weight class that will take those money fights, and I'm looking forward to seeing him again. I really am. And as you can see right there, as the action, and there's just too many left hooks. And Thomas Taylor, man, he's really a good referee. And for all you people that ever aspire to want to be a referee, watch his positioning right there. Those are the kind of things that maybe go unnoticed. And as you can see, Andres Cortes, he wants the big cash fights, and he's going to whoop some ass. And I'm sure the folks at Top Rank are very happy with his performance.